up, resellers? I'm Rebecca, and you are watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thanks for joining me today for another closet review. And I will tell you, I was keeping track of how many closet reviews I've done so I could have them like episode 1, 2, 3, whatever. And now I've completely lost track because the last few days I've gotten a ton of closet review purchases in, and it's been awesome because I'm checking out all these people's closets and I love doing it. I love giving the advice. I love giving the thoughts. It helps me kind of like think about my own closet in a new way, looking at someone else's closet objectively. So I feel like it's not only helpful for the person, hopefully, but also helpful for me as well. So I really enjoy doing them. I hope you get something out of this particular one. I have a lot of great tips. This is for Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for watching my channel, for going and visiting my Etsy store, for making a purchase from there, and for purchasing the closet review. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you are able to take some of these tips and do something great with your closet. I think you're on a great track, and I look forward to sharing some things with you that I've put together. I did your summary this morning, really early in the morning, and I'm recording this now early, so I shouldn't be too brain dead at this point. Should be a pretty legit good one, but I will say it's my second video that I've recorded today, so you just never know. Bear with me if I kind of go off the rails, but thank you again for purchasing it, and thanks for those here watching. So this is Jenny's closet. She is at Little Jacka, and starting off with the name field, something that I mentioned to everyone that doesn't have this. It's great that you have your name, but if you start your name field off with the exclamation point, then you will go ahead and come up higher in the followers search results when people are looking to do follow sprees and follow other closets, and it will basically help get you more followers. It's not a make or break you, it's just a little hack that I found out about, and I've had the entire time I've been on Poshmark for 4 years now, and I think it's a super helpful thing. So maybe I'll do a separate video about that, so that when I explain it in a closet review, I can just direct you to a whole video on it, so I don't have to spend the time in the video and waste everybody's time if you've seen it before. But I do think it's helpful. Moving on to your banner. So I noticed a sunflower theme that you have. It's so pretty. I love it. So I see the sunflower in your header. I see that it says Posh Ambassador, but it's cut off. I haven't actually done a whole lot of work on this, but it is something that I want to look into of what the actual pixels are, and you may be able to just Google it and design a banner. And I think there are people that design the banners. I don't, but I am starting to release closet signs in my Etsy store, so that product will be available soon with all kinds of designs for closet signs. But for your header, you may want to find out, if you're handy, and with the graphics, is find out what the pixels are, and then you can set up this banner with the appropriate pixel size so that you could see all the Poshmark Ambassador. Because maybe you have this as like a square image, and then when you uploaded it, it kind of, gets distorted a little bit. So, I mean, I think everyone can figure out that it says Posh Ambassador, but if you wanted to kind of fix that up, that's something that you could do. But otherwise, I like it. I love your photo here. I think it's really pretty. I think it's just a nice boho vibe. I think that's perfect for right now. I think you're beautiful, and the sunflower is really cute. So nice job. 5-star rated, ships daily, EUC. Love the info line. This is something that I recommend often. Not sure if you got it from me or if you were doing it already. 5-star rated is fine. Ships daily is great. Not a fan of the EUC, and I do mention this later because you have it in your description as well. I just don't think that everyone knows what EUC is, and I don't know that it's necessary to say that there. I would rather you see something like 200 items sold or 100 items sold, and kind of keep updating that, or professional seller, or packaged with care, or something along those lines, than EUC. I just don't think that that does much for you. Avatar, I mentioned links. So you don't have a link, that's fine. If you don't have anything for people to link to, you don't need a link. But if you do have an Instagram or YouTube channel or somewhere else that you want to promote your closet, go ahead and send people there. For your listings, you've got 772 listings, which is where it was when I looked at it this morning. I haven't expected that you've listed any items. It's only 10 a.m. on the East Coast right now, and I know you're out in California, so you're sleeping. But This is a great number of listings to have at this point in time. We'll talk about how long you've been poshing in a moment, but I think it's great. I think you have a lot of nice active listings, so we'll get into that a little bit further, but so good job on that. Oh, I just noticed a typo here on my summary for you, but I've been challenging people to kind of make a milestone for yourself and kind of celebrate those milestones. I love milestones. So obviously you're at 772, so you're looking at 1,000 1,000 all-time listings coming up here soon. And I think that's exciting, and I think you should celebrate it when you get there. So you should be looking forward to 1,000. In your summary, I wrote 100, sorry. And then, just be figuring out how many listings you should be putting up a day. That's a good listing habit for you to be consistent, what's manageable for you, that type of thing. But obviously, I always recommend as many listings as you want to be selling, or as many sales you want to have. Like if you're at 5 consistent sales a day right now and you want to get to 10, you need to be listing at least 10 items, if not 20 items per day to be getting what you want. Usually at least as many, if not double what you want in terms of sales is how many listings you should be putting up. Now that's not going to be a tried and true rule every day for everyone, but I think it's a good guide to start with. So that is what I recommend there as far as number of listings. Now for shares, you're at 47,000, which is great. It shows that you have been doing a lot of sharing. I don't know how much you're spending on it now. I definitely recommend when you're newer to be doing a lot of sharing, community shares, after you've done the things for yourself for your closet. So after you're done listing, after you're done sharing your own closet, after you've sent out your offers to likers, after you've exhausted what you can do for yourself, that's when you should go ahead and do some sharing for others when you're new, to gain exposure, to gain followers, to get share backs, kind of build your network, all that type of thing. You are a Posh ambassador, which is really why a lot of people do community shares, is to meet that threshold. You've clearly blown that out of the water. So at this point, I hope you're not spending too much time on it unless you have the time and you're just a person that enjoys sharing for other people, or you're in share groups or things like that. So it's up to everyone. Some people really enjoy it. Some people like when they're shopping, then they share other people's, people make a rhythm out of it. So it's completely up to you. I just want to make sure you're taking care of yourself before you're taking care of others. For followers, you're at 36,000 followers, 67 following. So tells me that you've done some following in order to get followers, but not a crazy amount. And that's okay. I mean, you're at about 50-50 there. So you're getting followers all the time. You're a Posh ambassador. You're sharing your items. You're doing all these things. You're getting followers, and perhaps maybe from time to time you do some follow sprees. That's kind of how I do it. Like I used to have a daily practice of following, and now I really don't. It's kind of like when I have a second. So I think more followers is always better, but it's not necessarily where you've got none. And so, I think the more you have every time you share, the more followers you have, that bigger, more powerful that share becomes. And so I do think that having followers is helpful. If you want to know all the tips and tricks that I have on how to get followers, I have a video linked down below for those watching, and then for you linked in your summary, so you can check out all those. But I think the biggest bang for your buck when you do choose to follow is new poshers, new fresh active closets. So that's for followers. Last active, which is probably the same from this morning, because like I say, it's probably early for you. Last active 7 hours ago, yes. So when I looked this morning, it was like 5 a.m. and you were active 3 hours ago, and I was like, oh my God, this lady's up in the middle of the night. But again, you're out in California, so it's earlier for you there. I'm on the East Coast. It doesn't really matter, but it shows that you are active, and that's what I wanted to see. So I'm glad that you're active. It lets buyers know to have confidence that you will ship their item quickly, that you will answer their question, and that you're somebody who's actually paying attention and active with the account. You have good love notes as far as, the number received. You've given a bunch, so clearly you're a shopper as well, which is great. I think people like to see that you've gotten them, that you give them, all of that. So that is good. Average ship time is 1 day. That's perfect. That's fantastic. Keep that up. Keep shipping same day. You have here ship daily. So that is great to let people know about. I think it's going to build buyer confidence, buyer support of you, and also will help you in the future. If you do want to take a vacation and you want to not ship for a week, you can kind of absorb that longer shipping time because you have a 1 day shipping time now as your average number of packages increases. And Posher Since since April 2018. So you've just had your 2-year Poshversary. Happy Poshversary belated. So I don't know if you've been a seller all of that time, or, you know, if you're just kind of like getting into it a little bit more now. Maybe you were just a buyer before. That's the unfortunately misleading thing about this number, is we don't really know when someone started taking it seriously. But I think from a buyer perspective, that shows me you're not new, and that's good. You've got a track record, you've been on a little while. Some people do really look at that stuff. They've been burned by Poshmark people in the past, and so they really look at that stuff. So I think that only helps you. So back to your listings for closet signs, my favorite thing to talk about right now. I'm all about the closet signs. I didn't really see any. I scrolled all the way down, and I did find one, but I did not see anything at the top. And so that's going to be my big recommendation here, is that you should consider making a bookmark sign, something that welcomes people to your closet, lets them know some of those things, like kind of reiterates that you're shipping quickly, that you're a 5-star rated seller, you know, package with care, professional seller, whatever kinds of things you want to put in there, 10,000 packages sold when you get there, like all that kind of stuff. It's another place to show the customer that you're welcoming them to your store, that it's the first impression that they get, that you treat it, you know, seriously and professionally, and I just think it's a great thing. So I've linked for you mine. I like a very minimalist, clean design, so it's mostly just text and my logo. It's not anything fancy. You could totally do your sunflower thing, like that would be super cute. And you can promote, and you can make signs in the Over app or in the Typorama app. I do have a video on that, and then I will mention to you, in my Etsy store, Jenny, where you purchased the closet review, I'm going to launch very shortly here. I have some designs ready in the wings, and maybe our sunflower one is a good idea, to make closet signs. So I'm actually going to have those available in the Etsy store very soon, probably in the next little bit here, a couple days, week or so, I'm not sure. But I'll let everyone know when those launch. And so if you want to purchase a package of closet signs, you're more than welcome, of course. But if you just want to do it yourself, I highly recommend you do it yourself. If you're a person that doesn't know how or doesn't want to, then that's a different story. But I highly recommend just making it yourself. That's what I did. And you can use your sunflower, make a nice closet bookmark sign, and then maybe brand any other signs that you want to put in there, like offers welcome or bundle and save, or the t-shirt one that you have. No, it's not a t-shirt one. What is it? 50% off tops and sweaters. It was pretty far down. You have a 50% off tops and sweaters sale, so you may want to brand that closet sign so that everything would look pretty similar, and have it at the top of your, here we go. Put this at the top of your closet. I don't know why it's all the way down here. I think you should have it at the top. So if people land in your closet, they'll see that you have 50% off all tops and sweaters. Yes, like put it at the top. Also, you can share this listing to my free Facebook group called Poshmark Deals and Sales. It's linked in your summary. It's linked down below in the video. This is where you can promote your sales. So buyers can go to find a sale. Sellers can go to post a sale. So go ahead and take advantage of that. It's free for you. Put your sale sign at the top and bookmark sign. Okay, so that was all the signs. Oh, and you do have it on here. You do have the sunflowers on here. I forgot what was on here. I really like the sunflowers. It looks so cute. So product mix, brand, and size. So yes, your brands do, I feel, overall, and you have a lot to look through, and we'll talk about how it looks in a second, but kind of like house brands, lesser known brands, lower end brands, like you definitely have good brands. I'm not saying you don't at all, but as I was scrolling through, kind of getting an overall gist, I just felt like nothing was giving me an overall sense like, oh, this is a super duper closet of like stuff everybody wants. I just felt like there was just a lot of filler kinds of things. Now that could be due to so many things, like PST, you do have some Nordstrom stuff in here, but then just like a lot of, you've got your LuLaRoe, Lily Star, I don't know what that is, Silverwood, like just kind of new directions, celebrity, but like just basic stuff. And so I just challenge you again. I'm not judging your sourcing. If this is what you have available to you to sell it. And don't worry about what I'm saying. But I am challenging you that if you can target higher end, more popular, more in demand, more trendy pieces, styles, and items that have a little bit more, some jackets, some, pieces that have a little bit more to them instead of like a basic top. There's only so much you're ever going to get for a basic top, you know, but when you start getting into more dresses, when you start getting into more jackets, when you start getting into more things that have an inherent value, you know, the active wear, certain jeans, certain kinds of swimsuits, shoes, like different things that have more value inherently, I think will help you overall with that in your closet. Dana Buckman, yeah, Apartment 9, that's a Kohl's brand. So I'm, like I said, I'm not opposed to bread and butter, like the Chicos, like the Anthropologie, like the White House Black Market, things like that. But then you've got a lot of the Sonoma, Time and True, you know, things that are Walmart brands or Target brands, Kohl's brands, just can be difficult. So I won't go too much on it. I just think if you can try to level up the sourcing a little bit with some targeted searches and start filling your store with some targeted things, that will really level it up overall. And that would be my recommendation. I think that widening your size offerings could be good. I saw a lot of medium, small, a lot of large. Now I do think in your newer listings there were some plus size. If I recall, you had a couple plus size here, but as I was scrolling through overall, like some of the older listings, I didn't see that much plus size. So maybe you've sold it all, or maybe you just are now starting to focus on plus size, but I do always think that that's a good recommendation, so that you have a wide range of customers that you can cater to. So I just I gave you a couple things in here about building brand knowledge and things like that. Product mix, item type, and style. So overall, I thought you had a lot of, like I said, more basic items. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like these newer ones are actually very nice. But like a lot of just tops where it's like paper crane top, Jolie top, Apartment 9 top, So top, like just a lot of base, like you're only ever going to get so much money for that because it's a Kohl's brand, it's a basic top, there's nothing highly sought after for it, right? Like is somebody really going on and saying, I need to get a so striped top, I am specifically looking for that? I don't know. That's kind of where I'm like, ugh. Same thing with the Apartment 9, One World, those kinds of brands. If you're gonna get a bread and butter brand, I feel like it should have something that somebody is seeking, some sort of keyword, some sort of style, some sort of inherent in the item that they are looking for, rather than it just happens to be a striped top. Again, I feel like overall everything is good. These are the things that I'm pointing out for you so that you can improve. Don't take it personally as you have terrible stuff, because I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying where you're at, it's skewed on the lower basic side. We want to start skewing it little by little to the higher end or to the more specific, more trendy, more popular, more sought after type items. And overall, I did think you had a great selection of items, career stuff, casual stuff, different types of items and styles and occasions. I thought that was very wide ranging, so I was happy about that. You didn't have any prohibited items, so that's good. Photo presentation. Let me just tell you, oh my God, how gorgeous is your closet? Excuse me. Your closet is gorgeous. Don't change a thing with your cover photos. Like, they look fantastic. Look at these photos. Like, so impressed. So first of all, let's talk about your flat lay. They're very nice. They have your sunflower in them. You've kind of got things a little off center, paired with something else, cut off. Like, I had a closet review yesterday where I said to the person, you shouldn't cut off your items. I'm a fan of white space around the item. And now that I see this is actually a big, exception to that rule, because you're doing it on purpose. It's an artistic shot. You're cutting it off on purpose. You're pairing something else with it. You have blank space used the way you want it to be used. And so it's meant to be that way. It's not like you took the photo and just happened to cut it off because you just are taking the photo that way. So I think there's a difference if someone happens to see the closet review that's going to go up maybe before this one on my channel. That person, they were just cutting off the items haphazardly. This one, the item is cut off on purpose for an artistic presentation. And so this is a great great photo. Even this, the fact that it's not white background, which I've been talking about, white background, I think is fine because it looks so good otherwise. It's bright, it's clean, it's clear. It just happens to be on the wood background, and that's fine. Now with your mannequin ones, also bright, clean, clear. They look fantastic, and they're against the door. So it's not a completely white plain background, but they're as great as it's gonna get. And because they're so bright and because it's so clean and clear, it doesn't even matter that it's against a door. I mean, yes, if you wanted to level up and you wanted my criticism, I would say put it against a white backdrop. That's just plain. Could you hang white photo paper behind it or something like that? But if you can't do that, I don't think it matters in the least. I think it looks great just like this. You could tell that you are being a professional by these photos. It's on the mannequin. There's nothing else going on there. It's nice and clean. Everything's presented well. It looks superb. So for lighting, A+, for presentation, A+, it looks great. Great, great, great. I have nothing to say on that. They just all look so nice. They all look so nice. So for those that want to look at some really great pictures, like these even look better than mine, go and check out this closet at Little Jacka. Very good job. I'm losing my voice. So don't change anything about that. The way you do your long dresses. Now, I don't know if I'm going to find one or not. That looks interesting. You might have done it like that. It's hard to tell. Let's see. Here. So I have made points about this when people do long dresses. So you take it long, then you crop it and you put it on a square background, which is exactly what you did. Now you would need an over app or some app to help you with that. So not everyone maybe be able to do that, but if you want a video, for those at home, if you want a video on how to do that, let me know in the comments below. It's second nature to me. I didn't think that I needed to share that, but now I'm realizing that maybe some people don't know how to do that, and that's okay, and I'm happy to show you. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. But this is perfect. This is exactly how you should do it. So great job there. Number of photos, details, all of that. This is my criticism with your photos. Cover photos look great. The actual item photos look great. You need pictures of tags. You need pictures of any other details to give the buyer a little more information, to make them feel like you're not hiding anything, that you're not trying to like slide anything in there as far as a flaw goes. Like, this looks great, but you didn't take any photos of the tags. You didn't take a close-up of the top. I usually do a close-up of the top, close-up of the bottom. You did the side and the back, which is great, and that's fine. But Poshmark gives you 16 photos now. There's no excuse not to take photos of the tags and of the details and of things like that. I just want to click on a flat lay and see what you do. See, here you have a detail shot. You've got the back, you've got the details, but you didn't do any tags. Like, this is a swimsuit. They want to know what is going on with that swimsuit. You did take the inside here, which is great. So yeah, I think you need to take some pictures of the tags and the fabric care tag, the material content tag, the brand and size tag, and any details. That's my only criticism on your photos. Overall, your pricing is good. There were a couple things where I was like, what is she doing? So overall, general impression, thumbs up. But Faded Glory, $18? I don't know about that. Really? Come on. And this is the kind of thing where it's like, Faded Glory is on my no-low list. Like, never pick it up. Never be on the lookout for it. Whatever. Like, there's BOLO, then there's no-low. Faded Glory is on a no-low for me. Old Navy is on a no-low for me. Apartment 9 is on a no-low for me. Rock and Republic, any of the Kohl's brands, So, Sonoma, all that stuff. Even like Marona is starting to get on there now. Target brands, like, I just don't mess with those brands anymore, given the state where I'm at with my closet and what I'm looking to do. You know, I would really like an average sale price of $20. I would like an average profit of at least $10. That's what I'm looking for. That may not be what you're looking for, and so if you are going to include those brands because of it, then I understand that. But be mindful that you're doing the work. And so I don't mind bread and butter, but I think there's a level of Walmart, Kohl's, Target, those kinds of brands where the value just isn't there for the resale market. Like, you might sell a few and you might make a few dollars, and if you're just cleaning out your own closet or something, like, that's fine, I get that. But I wouldn't be doing you any service if I didn't say I don't think that Faded Glory is something that belongs in anyone's reseller closet unless it's just your own that you're trying to get rid of. And I'm not, this is not personal. I'm just taking this as an opportunity to share that with you and to those that are watching. Old Navy's kind of borderline, but Walmart and Kohl's brands I just don't think should be anywhere in a closet. I just don't think that they should. If you're trying to make professional money at it. Because you could have easily taken the time and effort that it was to photograph this and to list this and to share this over and over again and all of that stuff to put in on an item that's going to bring you a little bit more money, and that's going to up level your closet in the eyes of the buyer. So that's my thought on that. I don't mean to be jerky. It's how I feel, and I'm being honest. Faded Glory for $18 is kooky town for me. You had a Vertigo sweater, which is a great brand. It was around here somewhere. I thought it was right nearby. There was a Vertigo sweater, which it's like a retail value of because I have it as Justin. It's one you had just shared. Let me see. I don't know if I'm gonna find it. Anyway, it was a Vertigo sweater. It's a retail value of $160, and you had it up for $16. But you had the Faded Glory dress for $18. Doesn't make any sense. Now, again, I know that some people make room for offers. You're doing price drops. You're doing offer to likers, things like that. But again, I just think that that's not quite right. You also had a maxi dress, that one that I had pulled up. This one is up for $28. Ace Fashion, so I'm sure it's just like a boutique brand, no name brand, for $28. And I was like, I don't know, whatever. Then I saw this Oscar de la Renta sleeveless ruffle blouse, $28. Also, same price. This is a no-name brand, basic maxi dress. This is a beautiful Oscar de la Renta ruffle blouse. Is this silk? I have to know. Does it even say? Okay, and you don't even tell me. So that's okay. So that's a whole other thing. We'll talk about that in the whatever description area. But yes, I mean, I need to know, is this polyester or is this silk? We don't know. Maybe it doesn't have a tag, but then you need to say the tag. No one's asked you yet, but I would imagine somebody's going to ask you. It's a really pretty top. If it's silk, that would be a selling point. You need to tell them in your title, 100% silk. If it's not, that's fine, but you need to also say that. Anyway, okay, so that, so that pricing was like a little bit much for me. Anyway, title. I thought your titles were great. I think your titles are very strong. You've got the brand, you've got some keywords about them. You don't do size in the title, which is okay. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards not putting the size in the title anyway, especially for Poshmark, because it's covered elsewhere. It's not necessary to be in the title anymore. When you're doing eBay, you want to put it in there. But yeah, I think your titles are great. Lots of good keywords, telling what it is, good order. So I felt like that was strong. Yeah, titles were strong. Description length. So you have simple descriptions. Simple descriptions are fine as long as you're putting in the right information. This is where we get into some criticisms. So I think you should add some additional keywords that are searchable to attract additional buyers. I think you're like at a B+, with keywords. I think you could go another extra step or two with the keywords, but I think you're pretty solid with them. So it's not a negative. It's just you can only do better with it. And I put in here some things that you can look at. And I do have a listing template video, so I would suggest that you check that out as well, because that has some very specific tips that would apply for you as well as the folks at home. For the format, I think you should make a template. I recommend that to everybody. I think a template is good. I feel like you have somewhat of a loose template. And that way you can just copy and paste it into your listings that make everything clear. But that so much wasn't my area of concern for you. I did notice that you used EUC in your description of some things, which is what I mentioned earlier at the top in your info line. I don't think you should do that. I don't think everyone knows what that means, and I just don't think it's a nice verbal explanation of your item. I think excellent pre-owned condition with no flaws is probably the best you can get. That's what I have, give or take. Some of my listings say pre-owned, some of them don't, but I think saying something is in excellent condition is better than saying great condition, is better than saying good condition. They're all subjective, but at least you're saying that it's of the utmost, it's excellent. There's excellence. It's very good. And then you're saying no flaws. Like I say no flaws if there's no flaws. If there are flaws, then I write out what the flaws are. But if there aren't any, I say that just to let the buyer know, don't worry, there's no flaws. I've checked it. There's not a flaw here. I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you. So I feel like for buyer confidence and just for just general information, noting that is good. Isn't the most inviting. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I need to stick to my notes. Description, measurements. I'm happy that you have the measurements in there. I've never been a fan of saying pit to pit. I don't know why. Like, it just makes me think of armpits, and like, I know that when you say armpit, you think of armpits, but I'd rather hear armpit than pit. I don't know why. It could just be a complete personal preference, but for me, I feel like if you're going to say the reference of the across here, you know, chest laying flat, you could say bust, you can say armpit to armpit. I feel like it's just a nicer way to put it than pit to pit. Sorry, it just might just be my opinion. But I'm not a fan of that. But okay, consider a line for buyer information. I have a whole video on boosting buyer confidence where I get into all of this, so that would apply to you as well. But let's just click on this. Where you can say offers welcome, heart for price drops, packaged with care, professional seller, ship same next day, things like that. So here on this one, you don't have any measurements. I just happened to click in. The ones I clicked on, I saw measurements. So now I'm like, there needs to be more here. So moth turquoise, open cap sleeve sweater, great keywords, wide knitted band across the bottom, great. Fits slightly cropped, great. True to size, great. EUC, not so much. Let's fix that up. Let's add the measurements in there. Let's get it into a nice template. Let's add a line at the bottom that says offers welcome, I ship daily, blah, 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 blah. All the buyer confidence information that I talk about in that other video that I recommend that you watch. That way, now you have a listing. Now you have all the information. You're giving the buyer everything that they need to know. They shouldn't be having to ask you any questions. You're giving them every reason to buy and no reasons not to buy. And that's my drum that I'm beating right now, is give them every reason to buy, give them no reasons not to buy. Okay. Solds. Let your solds guide you. I've been saying this to others as well. I do want to click in your solds just to look at that. Okay, so you got some shoes, you got some fashion earrings, you got for $5, some more fashion earrings, which is always good. I'm fine with, you know, fashion jewelry and things like that. That's a great bundle piece. Some vineyard vines, Anthropology. Okay, $20 for that. Adam Levine. So you got a lot of low ticket, low dollar. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier about, the types of things that you're putting in your store. Like, yes, you're making sales, but you're not getting much for it. I don't know what your cost of goods are. Again, maybe they were from your own closet or something. And then that's different because it's just, you know, you're getting some money back for that. But you're not going to get $20, $25, $30 sales with some of the brands that you have. $22 for this Soho dress is actually great. Good for you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're only ever going to get $10 for Old Navy. You're only going to ever get $20 for Banana Republic jeans. And Banana Republic is fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just let your solds guide you. See what is selling. See how much you're selling things for. See what's going for the $20 range versus what's going for the less than $10 range. Stop picking up things that are selling for less than $10. Again, if that's your business model, then ignore what I'm saying. But I feel like someone that is paid for a closet review is looking to make more out and looking to be more of a professional seller, make reselling more of a thing. And so if you're doing that, I feel like you want to start getting away from those lower brands, and just not sought after brands. So, okay. Solds, last shared. Let's get out of solds. Your pictures are just so nice. They really are so nice. And I think you might be a person that like maybe shares your solds in with your listings, because I saw some solds sprinkled throughout. If you do, that's great. I used to do it and now I just kind of forget about it. But I think it's nice to show because it lets people think that things are selling, which is nice. last updated 15 hours ago. So again, you know, I'm later in the morning, you're probably not up yet, you shared last night or whatever, or maybe you listed those. So 15 hours is starting to get to be a long time. I know you're out in California, but you are missing out on those early shoppers here in the morning. I loved getting an early morning share in East Coast time. I get a lot of sales in the morning, and it just sets your closet up for the right thing. Obviously, I'm not saying get up at the butt crack of dawn to share your closet, but just keep it in mind that the more frequently you share and the, you know, evenly spaced out your shares are, the better for your items to be showing up in search. And that is important. Answering questions. I clicked through a bunch of listings and didn't find any questions at all. So I couldn't say that you're not answering questions or how you are answering questions. So my general line is answer your questions, answer them quickly, answer them professionally. We'll leave it at that. Bundle discount. Let's go back to that. So you have 25% off of 3, which I thought was very interesting. It's a nice, healthy discount. I do 20%, but I do it off of 2. I think 3 is kind of hard. You know, you don't know, you have a lot of things in similar sizes for most sizes, but not for all sizes. You do have some fashion jewelry and some things where, you know, people could make a bundle out of that, but I don't think enough to where someone's going to find 3 similar items. Now, I'm not saying you're never getting bundles. I'm sure you get bundles, but are you getting a lot of 3 similar style, size items that people can bundle? Do you really have enough small items that are of the same kind of style that the same person would want to buy those things? I don't know. I mean, you are getting into where you have a lot of listings, but I don't know that you're big enough yet to where you're just automatically going to have enough where people can frequently bundle 3 items. Or that you're so curated of a closet that you have 3 similar styled items. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but you might see more bundle sales if you, and I don't know that you're not getting bundle sales, so let me just put that out there, but if you wanted more bundle sales, dropping it to 25% off of 2 items or any percent off of 2 items, I think is better than 25% off of 3 items, because yes, you can incentivize them by having a more of a discount, but not if you don't have something for them to want to get. So I think 2 items is a good bundle, and 20% I think is a good amount. If you wanted to keep it at 25, you could, or you could change it. Final impressions. So overall, I think you're doing great. I think you have obviously a great photo process system going, and I think that is huge. It is going to serve you so well as you move forward. Your photos look amazing, like so great. And it shows that you have a process because they look so consistent and so great. It's not like you had one great photo and then a bunch of terrible ones. You're clearly doing a good job with it. And I think that shows not only to me, but it shows to a buyer as well. And it makes them just feel better about your closet and about you as a seller and about the experience that they're going to have when your photos have that level of professionalism. I do think your easy areas for improvement are revise your listing descriptions, which I talked about, you know, then maybe work on sourcing a bit, and then get a closet sign in there. I think you have some easy fixes. And, you know, you can add keywords, the buyer info line, and then a better description, condition line about the condition of the item. And make a system going forward. For sourcing, the other thing I thought that might be good for you is maybe doing a bundle sale, like a 5 for $25 or a 3 for $20, to get rid of and encourage people to buy up some of these lower end items, like the So, like the Sonoma, like the Apartment 9, like the Faded Glory, those types of, like the Liz Claiborne. Liz Claiborne's another one I don't put in my store anymore. Those kinds of brands. I think if you could get bunch gone, get some cash flow in, and use that cash flow to buy some more in demand, more legit stuff, I think you would kind of see an up level. It might not happen immediately, but you can run a 5 for $25 or 3 for $20, make a nice closet sign, have it at the top, have a hashtag, and have everything working for you. Get rid of those items, sell some bundles, clear out some inventory, and get a fresh start with a lot of new things. So that would be another recommendation for you. That's everything I have. You're going to get, of course, your summary. You have your video here. I appreciate, again, you purchasing a closet review. Thank you so much for taking the time, you know, submitting the request to me and purchasing one and valuing my opinion. I really do appreciate that. I hope you get a lot of great things out of this and you make a lot of wonderful improvements in your store, and that leads to great sales. And for those that are watching at home, I hope you got something out of this as well. And if you're interested in purchasing a closet review or any of the reseller tools I have in my Etsy shop, go ahead and click the link down below for the Etsy store. Thank you so much all for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment. See ya. Bye.